My friends, it's me again, Harry. Did you watch my last tour that I filmed here in this village? And I took you inside this ancestral temple. Now I'm going to visit the hairdresser. His shop is located next to this ancestral temple, right over there. And we actually asked his permission. First of all, availability, and then permission for doing this tour. And now we're going to enter his shop. The last tour was wonderful. Such history in the architecture. Thank you, David, for saying that. Hi, Margaret. Hi, James. Here is another shop selling stones. Okay. And actually, there's not just this man alone in his shop. There were visitors in his shop. Let's have a look who they are. And maybe we can talk all together with them here. And this is the shop. At the entrance, up there, you can see the plaque, the name of the shop. And the owner told me that this plaque was given to him as a present from one of his friends who is specialized in calligraphy. It says 百年老店, which means time-honored shop or 100-year-old shop. Here, 100-year-old suggests time-honored. Look at this. Where can you get to see this kind of beauty salon or hairdresser in China? Or at least in this area, Anhui province. My wife is inside talking with them to warm up. And she has advantage of speaking the local dialect.
$80岁了。
80岁了。
80多。
80几了哈。
83岁了。
83岁了。
怎么称呼啊？
姓吴了，
要称姓吴吧。
哦，吴老先生你好。吴老先生好。现在的话，我们这边就是有一些世界上的各个国家的一些观众在看这个节目。所以的话，就是很感谢你可以让我们进到你这个店来看一下哈。然后的话，一会儿我们简单的聊一聊，就聊聊生活，聊聊自己的故事就可以了，聊聊你这家店，好吗？谢谢。
哎呀，你订单开不着吧？开着。
Of course, the last name of this gentleman is Wu, because in my last tour, I told you that most of the people living here are the descendants of their patriarch who moved here, and their last name is Wu, spelled as W-U in Chinese pinyin. 没事，你们该聊什么聊什么好了。All right, so guys, if you have any questions, just drop your questions here, and I'll catch them and pass your questions to them. Your wife reminds me of my mother, who was very sociable. Okay, David, wow.
这个老爷爷他有2个孩子，
还有2个孩子。
一个结婚后，要多个才哪个我也继续了。
我多个小姑子也上学的时候，上学了。
He has 2 sons. The older son passed away. It's the younger son who kind of provides support for him and his wife. Of course, you can tell obviously that he's independent. He's still running this shop for the local folks. There's a kind of a cabbage hanging here. Yeah, last time I asked the gentleman, Mr. Wu, if this cabbage is a symbol, and he said no. not a symbol, just a practically done this way. And but I think it's probably a good symbol because in Chinese culture, the pronunciation of this cabbage sounds auspicious. If you are aware of Chinese word for this cabbage, that is bai cai. We actually call it bai cai. It sounds like bok choy in English, but it's they're different things. This is a confusing thing, in language referring to this two different kinds of like cabbage or vegetables. But in China, we call this bai cai, and actually it suggests wealth, hundreds of wealth, literally. Yeah, 身材。
他2个儿子，大儿子60岁了，小儿子50多岁，但是大儿子因为在杭州打工装那个灯啊，给老板摔下来摔死了。
是吗？在杭州啊？
在杭州。
Oh, here's what happened to his elder son. And I'm going to ask when it happened, but first of all, his elder son, when worked in Hangzhou, fell off from a height and got killed. 是做什么的？装灯啊？
安装嘞。
Oh, really? You know what? Actually, yesterday on my tour in a different village, I talked about this. I talked about the lack of safety measures for the Chinese workers. And actually, I showed you a scene of workers, fixing the outer wall of an old building. And actually, that demonstrated the lack of safety measures. They didn't use any harness. And here, just so happened that the elder son of this man, when he did some like a repairment to a light, 兰兰是在装灯的时候吗？
对，
外墙还是里面？
里面了。
里面啊，哇哦！当时摔的时候就摔得这么不巧吗？
其实跌下来就跌死了哈。
跌下来就死了。
哎呀！
摔下来就摔死了。
哎呀！
哎呦，那也得跌得很啊，那还。
His son then was fixing maybe a light, but at a height inside the building, and he kind of just died quite soon after he fell. Probably his head was unfortunately hurt so hard. Do they have better safety measures in cities like Shanghai? James, yes, in Shanghai, there are more regulations, of course, on safety measures. Yeah, but look, those workers, they come from rural China. And it depends on how you require them to do. Yeah, if you have regulations, of course, they abide by the regulations. But if not, they oftentimes just do without for convenience or for, just out of habit. Yeah, because this is indeed their habit. They usually do this when they are in rural area without any protection, without much protection, let's say.
Ni go.
是不是觉得小孩到这边来学习不可思议生活？
你记不记刚接到俺个对小鬼过来个，你感觉不可思议哦？你就感觉到冷清的，清楚的个小鬼过得冷清嘞。不是，你感觉到俺个人这个做法是不是不可思议哈？
那也是正常，各一个生活不一样。
哎对，各一个生活不一样。
For all cities, in fact, should have. Yeah. Sadly, I have to say that sometimes, as I said, there are two worlds in China. Here's the world that is not really much uncovered or get to be seen. What?
他说这边的孩子去我们上海那个地方，他觉得那个上海那边是天堂了。这边因为农村哈。
The man said he commented about how we moved here with our children. he said for children here in the rural China,
他写过地哈
going to Shanghai is like going to heaven. And I asked him if he is able to understand how we moved here and the children of us can just study and live here. And he said, yeah, understandable. And the other man sitting over there commented, people have their own choices. Yeah. That's right, Shin. This grandpa has adorable smiles. That's why we tentatively asked him if we could do a tour with him because of his smile and amiable attitude towards people.
他一天这里也要做好几个头发嘞，剪头。
这里哈，
做了40几年了。
他主要做的就是这里当地村里的人呗。
哎，就是我们他们。
His customers are all the local people in the community. Actually, that man over there, sitting over there, he commented and in using a very specific word that means commune. He actually said commune. That is an interesting concept for people nowadays. He actually said literally, this man does haircuts for all the people in the commune around here.
那这个剪刀你见过吗？啊？以前是这个剪刀剪头，对不对？
哦，这是以前对的。
对，他很早以前的哈，就是这样剪的。
This is an old-fashioned trimmer. Old-fashioned trimmer. 现在不用了哈。
现在不用了。
现在不用了。
你不多少年了
？Shin, it's my pleasure. You know what? Actually, I believe those folks they never got an opportunity to have a talk with people on internet, let alone people with all over the world. So I'm very glad. Actually, it's my honor to be here to take down their words and their moments, and I will just keep them at records on internet for people who are interested in ordinary Chinese people's stories. It's also my pleasure. Yeah.
它这是古董哎，铁的啊，铁的这把剪子啊，
铁的，
铁的。
现在还能用吗？没必要用了，用了，但是没必要了，都是用电子的。你什么时候开始不用这个的？
那你咋开口白让你播个？哦，有电剪了，它就不用了，那有10几20年了。
10年以前还用吗？
不用了。
10年以前就不用了。哦。He said he kind of stopped using this old trimmer more than 10 years ago. And he has run this shop for more than 40 years. Was he in any wars?
他旅游课的那个课的，他还剪过2个头嘞。
哦，是吧？是指最近吗？
去泸州还是啥？
好几年以前哈。哦。
就让他弄那把剪子剪。
He just now remarked that he once did 2 hair cutting for visitors to this village. Twice. It happened twice to him, and he still remembers that. All right, so. 兰兰，有个观众问他有没有参与过什么战争？
你们参与过我们的战争吧？
就是说有没有以前的故事啊？
他没有参加，
没有参加过战争啊。He personally was not in any war.
很未必糟糕啥。
He personally wasn't in any war. And my wife just now teased with the old man, asking if he ever worked as a red guard. It's a historical term referring to those activists supporting Chairman Mao during the Cultural Revolution. He shook his head so hard, saying no.
厉害！他以前年轻的时候做干部的，生产队队长。
Oh, so in a commune time, he was once a cadre. He was a leader of a small group.
所以
生产队队长
刚刚这个老师傅说他因为生产队队长有的吃啊，所以他现在你看身体健康，脸色红润的。
是吗？是这位师傅评论的吗？
对，这个师傅评论的。
啊
那是个年代最苦的年代嘛。
So the old man, Mr. Wu said he was once the leader of a group during the commune era of Chairman Mao. So the other man sitting over there chimed in, saying that because he was the leader of a group, he benefited from the fat of food provided by people under him. That's why he looks now so healthy and hearty. That makes him an international hairstylist. Yeah.
土地的更有福了呗，人家这土地分到个人，是这里长你的气就不外的苦了，没得气了已经。在唐宫里，你走也是那地，不走也是那地。
This is a clock made in Shanghai.
等你走，
你们的这些平常你喜欢那种的，像我们的吃啥的毛病，
爱的秋衣都是给个毛衣，就更用那个，就那个也叫
Shanghai Clock Factory.
不叫我们钢管，不叫我们钢管，是哪个比不叫个指标？一个影上干的是一目啊。可是我们咱小孩现在真是不管习近平的东西，土地干部老百姓，我讲老百姓的老百姓，那个最苦的年代是老百姓夫妻不就呗？对不啦？
咋了？叫人去往贵州因为你先不好吧？
我去苦呗哈！你看到啊，朝着发那个消息讲啊，成都那个老李的打造碳水工资到农村的有上无虚。农村个老太跟老太保来打的100多块钱一个月的啊，我等那来打油卡，那多多人，这个这。
我在弟弟黄车。
My wife just now, actually now, is saying that to the folks here, people from cities in China, they receive good amounts of pension and visiting around in China. And here, the folks, they have to support themselves and sitting around when there is no work to do, or working around when it is time to work.
他们你看80多岁了，一个月退休工资就拿100多块钱，
是吧？They do have pension, but just to guess how much their pension is. Their pension is 100 yuan, a little more than 100 yuan a month.
你来喊你个女人上报的工资了。
我那个哈，你要上报款，你上报款一年10块钱你就好，生活就高呀。
Very little. It's meager, 100 yuan, a little more than 100 yuan.
那这个爷爷说这句话，我觉得很对。你一个月100多块钱，你够什么用？你哪怕一个月给我300块钱，那也就是说我将就的过了，我还能买的米吃一天10块钱吗？对吧？你100多块钱你拿来干什么用呢？还是少。
The old man added that 100 yuan is indeed too little. I mean, even 300 yuan can help them live by, but not 100 yuan.
为老百姓做的真正的后来讲，
丢了，
对吧？我是属于上个老人家一个人发的钞票的，你看那些钞票的那个多。
但你懂，我想送去湖南就给我打了月。
他这边理发是什么价格
？7个得多少钱？
以前是5块，现在是10块。
现在10块。
现在10块，什么时候开始改价的？去年才开始改啊，之前都是5块啊。
之前也很早以前还没5块，几毛钱呢。
对，那是男的理发5块，女的有没有点变化呢？
也一样，
男女一样的。现在老奶奶头发也短的
哦，
一样的。
老人家头发。
I asked about the price he charges for a hair cutting service, and he said before last year he charged 5 yuan for a customer. And last year he started to charge 10 yuan.
国际技能升级其实。
10 yuan is $1.5 regardless of man or woman. It's just a 10 yuan, including washing your hair. What do you think of us listening to them for? What do they think? Okay. Inflation. I mean, so natural, yeah. Nowadays, yeah, there's inflation. That's an important factor. Yeah. 就是这边有个 Fliss， 他问，就是现在我们因为看的观众嘛，可能来自于世界上各个不同的国家，那么他们有没有什么感想，或者说有没有什么想觉得对世界有什么想说的吗？
佢讲问第个世界有没有乜先讲嘅喎？
就也没有什么世界，就是说，意思就是说，就反正就是告诉他们一下，因为这边都是说英语的嘛，来自世界各个不同的国家。
想法是好个，我同你讲嘛，经常也好个，
现在在当中是越好，
到下面的去，到基层的去，get 他了。
听得懂吗？
听到了，听到了。A lot of inflation in the United States. Food prices have gotten quite hih, particularly eggs.
打过几千年，你去用这种上的羽毛了，很有经济。
哦。
给哈的一些去鼓励，应该哈的很早，等于也成就我嘛。
哎呀，你这个。
A lot of inflation in the United States. Food prices have gotten quite high, particularly eggs.
写薪水本空
闲。
哦。
当时老百姓本身本空不叫一车就回来了，老百姓想起不来，但是光不红了好大的。
等下，那80岁以上个，应该是。
What is the word coming from? In the past 2 years, 3 years.
等于讲吃到养老金，1万有50块，很多个。那是嘞，到你这嘞，给那个有病困个。有低保个，那好来去50，那我们病患就这个低上去，要不能吃他的。
你属于病患吗？
那你个病患哦，
一样我都搞不着哎。
你这是一种哪里搞不着呢？
比方说，老人家哈，身体不怎么好，在比方说。
Actually, my wife is more used to smoking than I am. Because my wife used to run a tea shop in Shanghai, and during all those years when he had the tea shop, he always dealt with the customers who drank tea while taking cigarettes. A man in his 80s, he has seen so many dramatic changes. Are people with mobile phones tourists? Yes. They have, yes. Those are people who just now, the man who was holding a mobile phone was obviously tourist. Here there are more. There are more. Obviously there is maybe a small group coming, because I don't think they get to know each other. Usually they don't like to have pictures taken of. So one man just now was holding the camera to take a picture, and that was stopped by the folks inside. Yeah, and this is what the sign here says. No photos. If you are persistent, pay. Our rental rates also gone up. 他这里的话要租金吗？他这个？
要的。
他这里也要租金的，租金多少？
现在不要。
现在不要租金了。这个房子的话，为什么现在不要租金了呢？
现在是公家里面的，
是公家。
现在是公家的，以前是要租金的。以前你这个租金是交给人家，就是个人的。
个人。
什么时候开始不交租金了呢？
有个10来年10年了哈。
那有10来年了。
10来年了，那为什么会变成公家的了呢？
因 买下来了呀，
公家买下来了。
这是个古堡啊。
哦，
这是古堡了。
古堡。
现在是古堡了。
哦。
这里靠近2个50宗祠嘛，
对，
是祠堂的公用的，很早以前是在祠堂的公用的东西，房子。
Yeah, I asked about the rent, and Mr. Wu used to pay rent for this hairdressers, but many years ago, he stopped doing that because this building is attached to the ancestral temple next door, and the whole plot, more than 10 years ago, was actually taken or purchased by the state. So now it's a public property, and he is able to run his business here without paying any rent. 所以他现在没有任何租金的。There's no rent. I just confirmed for him now.
他这句话说的点子上了。你像我们农村的这批人，你说土地又种不出什么东西来，像现在对吧？像去年干旱，菜都种不出来。他不出去打工的话，他怎么办呢？生活都搞不去来。那他们这批人，农村的这批人，全部到城市里面去给城市人打工，去为这个城市人造福去了呀。对吧？
是的呀。是这么一个。
你要没有农村人给你城市造福的话，你城市的那批人也享受不到这么好的条件的。
对呀，所以说这个就很值得思考吧，是吧？很值得思考哈。很不公平。然后的话，他们现在对生活方面看到最近几十年以来变化，有什么最大的变化？最近这些年以来。
总归来说是比以前要很好了，对吧？好了很多了。以前那时候呢，就是都是集体，对吧？现在个人呢？
以前是集体吃饭的，对吧？公社的呀，然后大锅饭，现在个人的呀。
This younger man just now said when I asked him, what have been the most dramatic changes he has experienced in all those years, and he said people used to work in collectives, but now they work for themselves as individuals. That's the major difference. And early on, Mr. Wu himself, he commented that about maybe the state policy. He said that at the top, the policies are well intended, but what got screwed up is the execution by people below in different levels. This is what he said. So in other words, he was suggesting the corruption in the execution level under the top leadership. This is what he meant to say, right? So everything that has been talked about here by those folks here are their personal opinions, not representing my own opinions. 什么？
就是说，你老公干过不钱都有钱，还给我看那个地是吧？给100公是吧？
就很多的人都会认为说你这个地方对吧，旅游开发起来了，那你们老百姓是不是有点收益？是不是公家有分一点钱给你们呢？其实他们拿不到1分钱，他拿不到这个钱的。
对。
超级是老百姓哎，我们比人这地搞不出1分，
搞不出哈。
搞这个你比
你个才搞不出，
搞不出。老是打米一个人。
是个。过后你在我们说西河黑着不是开始了吗？
给这厉害。
The old woman just now mentioned they, as the local residents, haven't benefited a little from the development of tourism. That is an age-old problem.
那路上个趟，那去决策个噻，那就你是，是讲 那一个摄影机，那个私人分工，按照他一个那宫灯，蜡烛瓦狗，俺不有跳过。
I've never traveled. So this is my way of seeing the world. Marietti. Good to know. Being able to travel is definitely great experience. But sometimes to know the world, you don't have to travel to know the world. It's not the only means.
习近平确立别讲佛这小话，佛不了，给开始说明话就讲佛不了，出给不要工具。
看的比较通透，确实是看的比较通透的。
像他这些头发的话，会有什么用处吗？
有人来收吧？没人来收。
也可以做肥料，可以做。
哎，头发的话不是有人收的吗？
以前有人收，现在
没有。
现在没人收了。
长头发有人收。
我们这边没人来收。
哦。
没有人收头发的。但是你上次城市有长头发有人收的是吧？
有人收的。
长头发有。
你们这有长发吗？
我没有。
包括这里的，就是年纪大的女的，她们都不留长发，都短发。
流行了，剪短发了。
你看那个奶奶的发型，就现在最多的。
对。
方便了，还洗头麻烦了。当对发洗才方便的哈。
Here in China, in the city, in a barbers, or even in a community where people live, you still occasionally get to see people who come to collect and recycle the hair. And I just now asked them if his hair is collected by someone. He said no, because the hair maybe is too short. And the people here, even the ladies, since they work so much, they usually, for convenience, just to keep short hair. Therefore, the hair here doesn't have a value to be recycled or reused by any collector.
腰疼啊，去走落着走抖了。他现在腰痛，这个老奶奶，我说年轻时候肯定干多了。干活，摆抖的哈。
咱5个血管也用出来过，
你有5个血管了？哦。老早个人真厉害。
This lady has 5 children. 像他这里的话，这个中午饭，
他
自己在边上烧烧哈。
他一个人弄。
他老伴呢？
搞菜地，好。
在家里。
家里
家不是在这里的，他
是村里一个，
他在村头那边的。
在村头，走过来多少路啊
？5里路，8里路。
哟，你哪回来了？
也蛮远的哈。
5里的。
哦哟，那
这些是以走路才能给请在那带下去，请在那带下去。
啊，5里路啊，走多少时间啊
？1个钟头有吧？
我现在要跑1个钟头。
是吗？走1个小时啊？
Mr.
Wu doesn't live here in this village. He lives at a location close to this village. But anyway, it's about 5 li away. In China, older generation people, they still use this unit of distance. That's called li. Well, 1 li is actually half a kilometer. I don't think younger generation people in China still use this unit of distance. They just use maybe kilometers, but here still. And he told us that he lives about 5 li away, which is 2.5 kilometers away. And usually now, it took him about 1 hour to get here. And his wife lives there. 5 li away, 2.5 kilometers away.
对，这爷爷每天要走来回等于是2个小时了。早上走过来，在晚上又走回去。你看他装了2个支架，80多岁了，每天坚持。他的生命就是走出来的。刚刚那个老爷爷说的。
So this man now every day he walks altogether 5 kilometers away, taking him 2 hours to work between his home and this shop. And actually, you know what? There are 2 braces in his heart. He suffered a cardiac problem, and there was an operation done for him to have now 2 braces in the heart. 心脏装2个支架。他那心脏支架装了多少年了？
心脏支架，你心脏个支架装的几年了？
装的跟你6年了。
6年了。
装的6年。
6年了。He has had the braces in his heart for 6 years. 他当时这个心脏支架手术哈，他的这个费用支出是自己国家就是说有没有保险啊？
要保的，
要保掉的哈。
保他80%保险有吧？
没。
保险没花干
？50%。
50%。那个属于刀病
哎。刀病啊。
刀病
你这个快乐夫妻呗，快乐夫妻这就
咋要可能要都保他的？我听还要门槛费哎，门槛费我要做7保哎。
哎呦。
我本身是小星期不保就是行。
要取到7、8块再不能保哎。
要取到7、8块再等保。
对。
哦哟。
再保5%哎。
他自己花了多少钱啊？
他保掉50%，估计还得要好几万吧吼。
我3万块一个，6万块走掉
，2个支架6万。
哦。
走掉6万。
6万块的话，自己拿出多少钱呢？
自己要拿一半。
拿一半了。
他保50%呗。
He said 6 years ago when he had the operation for his heart, the cost was 60,000 RMB. 60,000 RMB, and half of the expense was covered by the insurance provided by the state.
那每年还不要给警车还要付钞票的。
He forked out 30,000 yuan for 2 braces, and he said that the braces are imported from other countries. Imported product.
他这支架进口的。
Yes. 然后能不能聊一下他的现在的小儿子的工作情况？
小儿子啊，你小儿子现在是做什么？
我现在
打
工啊。
打工。
小儿子打工。
走军情啊。
县城。
在歙县县城啊。
在城里。
I said he has 2 sons. The older son passed away in an accident, and his younger son now works in the center of county. I'm in a village that is under Huangshan city, and between the administrative division that is city and this village, there are still town, county, and of course above the city there's province. So his son, the younger son, works in a county, the local county. And I think you can drive here, or you can drive from the county here in 1 hour.
哎呦，可你喽，那个也当不了多过。
他做什么打工？
打工走军情哈。
现在不这里，以前是水电，现在你知道是农贸市场管理。
农贸市场管理。
以前是做水电工的。
对，水电工。现在农贸市场管理。
现在是做水电工，现在是农贸市场管理。
做管理。
His son used to be an electrician and a plumber. But now he does a different job. He's now a supervisor in the market. A supervisor in the market. 是公家单位哈。农贸市场还私人单位，私人的 a private company. He works for a private company. 农贸市场 a market, a food market as a supervisor. 还有就是他那个大儿子，他当时发生这个事情的话，有得到多少赔偿吗？
有，那肯定有赔偿。赔偿嘛，他也没搞到钱，他媳妇的了。
是那个媳妇儿的。
赔给媳妇了。
对，那是，但是当时是有赔偿的，就是他那个单位赔的哈。
对。
赔了多少呢？我能问一下吗
？100里刀吧。100里刀吧，那个刀儿子走
半天多少钱了？
哎呦，45万块钱。
哎呦。
到底是
45万。
45万。Yeah, James. Actually, that was 6 years ago, and there's a higher percentage of coverage by the state now for severe operations, severe diseases. 48岁去世的，当时赔了多少
？45万呢
？45万。
他年轻哎。
当时48岁啊。
48岁吧。
His elder son passed away in the age of 48.
个大儿子带你说训点，小儿子带你说训点。
And they got a compensation from the company at the cost of 450,000 yuan. 450,000 yuan as compensation for his life. And the man said he didn't get a dime. It was all taken by wife.
然后第一人那个爷爷呢，本来被讲不过去了，我给信卡号也不可以哦，那个讲你快点好些不错个，再你反正自己去个身体不称底，对吧？走一走，剩下的吗？不走。
是不喊这些服务，我这是个我的事情。
How did his son die? His son died in an accident when he worked as a probably electrician, and he fixed the lights at height. He fell and died on the way to the hospital.
一个血鬼负担1个月嘞。一起当然，在本科就不当了。领导节礼了。上节礼呢？哎，那你夫妻好个？
什么？
他5个小孩，每年12月份5个小孩都要拿那个生活费来给他的哈，养他哈。在节日，就我们这里老家话叫3节礼，就3个节重要节日都要拿吃的来给。
是吧？你们这边的传统3节礼。
传统对。
哪3节？
端午节，对吧？中秋节，再不一个什么节？重阳。
你家我给我去，你那个可以。
你节。
端午节、重阳节。
对，不是端午节、中秋节过年嘛。
过年。
3个节日嘛。
都拿钱给他。
都拿生活费给他的，那你被抽起被抽好了。
The lady who is a customer of Mr. Wu, also a local folk, just now said he has 5 children. She has 5 children, sorry, and her children are dedicated to her, all dedicated, all dutiful to her. They give her money on 3 different occasions in a year. That is the Dragon Boat Festival, the Mid-Autumn Festival, and the Chinese New Year. And my wife said that lady is very fortunate to be very well provided for by her children. Do their children take care of their parents? Do they live with their children? Probably not, Mindy. Before I really ask the lady, probably not, because children have to work. They are migrant workers. They do in different places. 来问一下，他的这个儿女的话，在哪里工作？跟他住在一起吗？
不住一起嘞，
不住一起哈。
好几个地方的吧，
都在不同的地方。啊，
景德，
一个在景德啊。景德哦，景德镇啊，景德镇啊。
一个是在
泉口
哦，
歙县
都在歙县区域。
他5个字。
The ladies' children, they work in different places and they live in different places.
整个你顶了后边一个顶窝起来了。对吧？你落雨的都赶不来。
But not too far. They are in the area here.
所以要分别定了。人家家里落雨不分别。
所以说，这个老奶奶现在是一个人住的。
一个人住。
She lives alone. 这边自己照顾自己。
对，自己照顾自己。83、4岁了。伯西斯84岁。
She is 84 years old, and Mr. Wu is 80.
他也80几啊，伯西上哈，也83。
Mr. Wu is 83.
厉害吧？你看他们，都是自己照顾自己。他还每天走那么多路，年轻人都走不过来，那整个装走。
They both take care of themselves. Of course, Mr. Wu lives with his wife.
那真的在夏天去到米啦，咱俩吃的我是烤双包。
到夏天一个天啊！
俺那是跳米的夏天去了，后来咱那各个农场在弄毛了。
夏天个海路也要你个都种对喂。
洗你路了，那天是洗米哇，不像你们去采购的。
你个都种对喂。
是啊，对吧？哎，你个哪去了噻？
可是你个说不疼的个，去落到铁的个。跟这个扛上。
扛不就是。
扛不好了，那老病扛不好。
扛不好个。跟着好的瓜，
每天现在可以做几笔生意啊？每天现在可以做几笔生意？每天能够做个5笔生意左右，差不多哈。
跟买的那做5个生意不？
没有。
啊，平均一天大概几个？啊，以前有的，对，以前人多哈。以前人多。I asked the man if he is able to maybe take 5 customers a day now. He shook his head, saying no. He said he used to take that many customers.
我让他洗个头，我给他做个生意。没事。
你那个头好得很。咱不能搞了，搞一下子倒了。不好看了。
洗个头嘛。
对啊。
不好看了。
洗个头。洗个头可以吧？哎，那还做个生意啊？
是啊。
洗一下，吹一下，我说。
需要修一修吗？
啊？他说不用修。
Actually, this morning I complained with my wife about her. Sorry. There is no grammar in Chinese. I'm still getting used to it. So I complained about my wife's hair being a little bit oily, and she answered that why not just take advantage of this trip to have a service with Mr. Wu in his shop. All right, now let's patronize Mr. Wu in his shop.
你滚草哎，不得干了，你滚草奶奶，滚草哎！啊，就搞手还得。开个钟哎，来滚草奶奶，草奶奶说不疼，过来干了嘛。哎，草疼。那种哈，过了天。再要奶好哎，不弄，把奶做。
All right, this is a live show of Mr. Wu's old business. Let's see how.
他那个水直接从那里舀过来，然后这里有个龙头。
To my wife. 他那边水接过来哈。他那边水接过来，是吧？
对，在这里。
Just now he poured hot water into this container.
对，这里打开就可以洗头了。
He's going to wash the hair for my wife. At my last job, I had a few China colleagues who told me that they give their entire paychecks to their wives. Is that a common practice in China? Christopher? Actually, you know what? It is quite true. It is quite true. It's a fashion in China. And you know what? Yeah, they sometimes even sign an agreement, written or unwritten, I mean off the records, maybe just orally, to achieve the goal for the wife's family. That is, they have to control the money bag of the family. And this is especially true in more developed cities, areas in China. So I would say, this is a bit like an effect with a tradition in China that existed in older society. That is the bridal gift. It's actually a transformation of a bridal gift. And nowadays in China, people still do this. When a girl's family have their daughter marry out to a man, they usually ask for a bridal gift, which is oftentimes just a sum of money. Even people from rural area, they may ask for like 200,000 yuan for a bridal gift to start with. This is still a common practice. And actually there were news reports these days talking about this. And some people think this is a bad old trade. This is a bad old custom that should be abandoned. But actually in practice, it's very hard. It's very hard. Hi, Silk. Silky? Or Silk? Correct me. I haven't had hair salon for a long time. Always washed it at home first. More like a silka. Silka. Okay, got it. Silka. Thank you, Silka.他头发掉的厉害，他说。
可以，不掉。
没有掉的那么厉害哈。
那对话不对。
说对话。
那个地方是塞进去去指引的。
哦。
Reminds me of a scene from the movie Out of Africa, Robert Redford and Meryl Streep. Okay. Oh yes, I remember they used to use this brush to clean hair.这个刷子也是老款的哈。
哎呦，要去了。
去了啊。慢点啊。王兰兰感觉怎么样？
好舒服呀。
I asked my wife how does she feel? She says comfortable. She enjoys it. The man has applied his hairdresser's business for 40 years.你这边的话，到你这边来理发的客户哈，当然就是你们这边本村的人。年纪最轻的有什么年龄？小孩有吗？
你们年纪轻的蹲那来理发的多吧？
有啊。
年轻的小孩子啊，
小孩子也有，都有。水不多了哈，不多可以再加，不过也差不多了。
好了，
那是刚好的。
刚好的。他有经验了。Is he going to cut her hair too? Probably not. Where's water source? 老师傅，刚才这水是从这里接过来的，保温瓶里面接过来的是吧？
他早上要起来烧水嘞。
He poured water from those thermos bottles. And there's tap.
他用电烧水。
A kettle, electric kettle. So your wife has all the family money, so cost of doesn't affect you. What is cost for his work? Bob, it doesn't happen to me. I don't take that. I don't take that. I like to be, just kind of more freestyle or independent style. So we kind of, we're not particular in how, money is kept in our family, but we kind of just keep our own money. And or in between. I'm not one who actually takes a prenuptial agreement in which I have to be just controlled by, financially controlled by my wife or by someone else. I don't do that. Oh. 现在是吹干一下是吧？
对，
吹干一下。
这个镜头啊，好，给你拍一下子。
老手艺。How many people live in this village? I didn't ask and I didn't see the figure about that. Not many, just like many other villages in this area. Not many people nowadays still live in the village. And Mr. Wu said he used to take more than 5 customers a day, but now it's hard. He takes, it looked to me like maybe 2 or 3 customers a day. And for each customer, he charges 10 yuan. He used to charge 5 yuan 2 years ago. The name of this village is Shitan Xin. Xin asked a question in Chinese that is, what's the name of the village? Xin, the name of the village is Shitan. in Shexian County, Huangshan City, Anhui Province of China. 100-year-old time-honored shop. Laurie, it's not Yangchuan. I visited the Yangchan Adobe House Village yesterday. Yangchan. And this one is a Shitan. Shitan, a different one. Tina, this is a good question. Let me confirm with Mr. Wu later.那么吴师傅，你这边这家店经营有40几年了，是吧？你这家店经营有40几年了，是吧？对啊。那么100年老店的话，说明你以前这边也是家理发店，是这么说吗？
是，我有40几年了。啊，40几年了。
Tina, I haven't got a clear answer from this round of dialogue. Let me continue later. My wife doesn't speak English. She speaks a little English. She didn't go to a high school after she graduated from a middle school. I have a bachelor's degree, and she doesn't have any degree. She stopped going to school after middle school. She's from rural area of China, and I went to school in Shanghai. But I was born actually in a remote southwestern province. My grandparents in Shanghai wanted me to live with them. Therefore, I was sent to Shanghai, and I spent my childhood mostly with my grandparents and also with my other relatives, such as my uncles and aunties. They kind of, in different times, helped me in life. Well, my parents, they're both okay, but I just didn't grow up with them. They actually then lived in a different city, kind of like the life of the present-day left-behind child. The difference is I lived in Shanghai. I didn't go to like a more backward place. I went to Shanghai without the presence of my children, without the presence of my parents. Thank you, Mindy and Margaret. Mr. Wu is very careful, meticulous. Thank you, Silka. What grade did you start learning English? It's very good. Thank you, Tina. All right, now let me confirm with Mr. Wu again about the age of the shop. 那么吴师傅啊，100年老店的话，说明是不是你这个店之前也是家你在管这家店之前也是家理发店是吗？
是，
也是理发店哈。
也是理发店。
All right, now he confirmed with me that yes, before he took over this business, yeah, it was then already hairdressers. He took it over more than 40 years ago.
那个时候是出去提供这个
的。为什么嘞？
跟老早老早出去剃光头呀。
哦。
剃光头啊？
他以前的人都剃光头。
真的吗？男的都剃光头？
啊，对，剃光头，光头的多。
光头的多的。
剪头的是小啊。
哦。
There's another back room here.
哎呀，多谢。
He cooks here for his lunch or perhaps dinner. This is not his home. He lives in a different village, about 1 hour away on foot. 哎，对，必须得收费的，必须得收费的，那不行的。
我就扫码给刚刚
Wow.
我妈的老师，然后叫他给我。
We're getting a new lady.
老师没钞票
啊？没的。
哦。不要给扫，不要给模仿。哦，真出去。
那好吧，当然很，好吧，他不要那个。我下次来给他。
没有现金啊？
不要了，不好了。
他不要，我说要的，我下次来给他。
那就不。
不是我钱。
Mr. Wu doesn't take our money. You know, our intention for this is to patronize his business for today. Since I asked him questions about how many customers he usually takes these days, and he said way less than 5 customers a day. So then my wife proposed to patronize him. But now he's refusing to take our money. Of course, the problem for us nowadays is we don't really bring cash with us because in China, everyone uses a mobile phone and there's a WeChat on it. And when you go to a service now, big or small, what you do is you just take out your mobile phone and scan the QR code to pay money on your phone. But Mr. Wu now, he is insistent on not taking our money. What are we going to do? 你下次带过来，他这里那个二维码付给他呀，奶奶。没有码的。All right, my wife said we are going to come back next time. When we pass here, we'll give him the cash. Probably it's easier for him. 他这里有二维码吗？
没有的，他因为年纪大的用不来。
You know what? Actually, he doesn't have a QR code. Usually, when you go to a shop in China now, there's always a place for you to see the QR code. And there isn't a QR code. So next time, we'll bring the cash to him. We don't have any cash. 10 yuan service. Great.
北运一张个他们年纪大不愿意用。
Yeah, buy him lunch. That's
他问你脸要不要给你刮一下？
脸的话，我已经早上刮过了，而且我胡子不多的。Mr. Wu is very nice, and he is asking me if I need actually maybe yeah, a shaving of my beard, something like this. And I said, no, I don't grow a lot of beard or mustache. So, and also I did it this morning. So very nice. Thank you very much, Mr. Wu. All right. I think that's it pretty much for today. And it has been 10 minutes, more than 1 hour for today's tour and just how time flies. So thank you for your company, everyone. Did I confirm with you, Tina, that yes, this business has been here over 100 years. He took over more than 40 years ago. This is what Mr. Wu confirmed with me. All right. Thank you, everyone, for your precious time. And you are so nice for all your support. And we're going to say goodbye here from today's tour. And 吴师傅，谢谢哈。 跟我们观众。Okay, now I'm telling Mr. Wu to maybe just say goodbye, and he's kind of shying
老师会
away.
比较害羞。
Yeah, this is what I said. Typical Chinese people's behaviorism. Okay, all right. So, but anyway, nice people. So you are nice people over there, out there. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye for now.